So I'm giving a little bit of a summary of how the 2010 RAS went for me, and the experience overall was amazing. The RAS basically started way back at Ross Moon, which the tour of Munster, which I did basically for training, but I really got into it and I really enjoyed it, and after that I decided that I'd really like to do the RAS. The RAS is something that's always been high up on my sort of to-do list, but I didn't really know when I was going to do it, but I had pretty good form and I was doing quite a bit of road stuff at that point, so I decided it'd be as good a time as any. Like difficulty, yeah, there was parts of it that was very difficult, and there was parts that I found to be not as hard as I was expecting. I expected myself to be more tired. There were a few stages that were very difficult, like the third stage when we were just lined out all day drilling it. I found that hard. That could have been like basically the day my body kind of sort of transitioned to adapting to the racing every day. And then the day I had my crash was hard, but that was hard for a variety of other reasons. The final day was the easiest day of all. It was nervous in that I didn't want to crash and lose where I was in GC or on the county rider thing, but like from a physical point of view it was pretty easy, and like the last couple of climbs were grand. Like the last time up the big climb, I wish I was actually a little bit better positioned, because I rode up the climb in the front group and I was thinking, hey, why are we going so easy? But I guess it's I guess it's 1,200 kilometers in people's legs that sort of made the pace a little bit more subdued up the final one. The stages were all really nice. I loved the Wicklow stage. Like the first 90 kilometers of it was quite nervous, and it started off raining and we were on slippery roads, and some of the road quality wasn't the best in the world. But the final 50 kilometers, it was pretty epic. I'd love in the future to see a stage with mountains like that the whole way through the stage. Although I guess in Ireland that would probably blow up the race way too much. There'd be huge gaps. There was already gaps. Like outside the first 25 or 26, the next group back were over 5 minutes. So that would be probably too much of a difference. The Seskin Hill stage, stage 5, the one I crashed, I thought that would be really cool. I'm sort of well, I'm annoyed of course at the crash and stuff like that, but that's racing, these things happen. But I'd love to have been in a good position for that final climb, because of all of the stages I think it was the only one that I would have really had a good chance at a high placing overall. That was really the RAS. There were so many people that helped it along, and that I have to thank. Like the Eurocycles guys were just amazing. My teammates, I've learned so much from over 8 days. I learned more in those 8 days than in all my previous road racing, and I really have to thank them for it. And even in the last couple of days they were helping me out, moving me around the group and making sure I was always in the front and stuff like that. The manager Herbie is just, well, everything went like clockwork, so that's all I have to say. And Harry the mechanic and the masseuse Eamon, or masseur, sorry. It was the most painful hour every day, but every day my legs were great, so I guess I have him to thank, maybe. What else? Thanks to the other folks who, once I crashed, were able to sort of help get my bike built up. South Dublin CC for giving me a lend of a set of shifters, and Philip Cassidy of Cycleways for getting me a bar, and my buddy Alan for driving down with my spare wheels, and a bunch of other bits and bobs. The experience was amazing. I was glad I did all the long rides back in Gran Canaria and all the training in Israel and Cyprus. I think that sort of stood to me a lot. But would I do it again next year? Yeah, definitely. I'd like to be on like sort of a great team setup again, and maybe next year try for something in the overall. But that's it anyway. That was RAS 2010. Basically loved it.